Good morning. My name is Taylor DeLacy. My pronouns are she and her. And on behalf of this congregation, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. We acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of native tribes. Whether you have joined us online or you are here in our sanctuary, we are glad to have you in this time, the sacred time we choose to be together. We are an open community of learning, caring, and justice-making. You are welcome here, every part of you, just the way you are. Our congregation is served by our minister, the Reverend Jaimie Dingus. She is available by contacting the office for pastoral care and to answer questions about Unitarian Universalism. If you are a newcomer, please sign our guest book in the foyer to receive our weekly email newsletter. Please also go ahead and take a moment to silence your electronic devices. Hearing devices are also available in the foyer if needed. If you have a joy, sorrow, or important milestone that you would like shared during our circle of candles and included in the pastoral prayer, please write it on the white card, just like this one, in the pew in front of you, and place it in the offering basket as it is passed. For community news, check our email newsletter, Facebook page, printed announcement insert, or website. This week, we have these additional announcements. The discussion group for the book Life Worth Living will meet today at 12:30 in the adult RE room. The CYRE program wants to thank the Director of Religious Education, Kristen Warrington, for organizing such a joyful and energetic year and celebration at Stars and Strikes yesterday. Thanks, Kristen. Today and every first Sunday of the month, we share our offering plate with an organization in our community that furthers our UU values in the world. In response to ongoing maternal health crisis in Alabama and the unjustified and repeated attempts of our state to block the opening of birth centers, this month we have chosen to share the plate with Alabama Birth Center. Not only have maternal death rates risen, but BIPOC birthing people carry the greatest burden, experiencing rates of death 3 to 4 times higher, regardless of income and education. Midwifery and doula care has been proven to decrease maternal deaths for all low-risk birthing persons and will be the cornerstone of care provided at Alabama Birth Center. Please help us support reproductive justice in our community by giving generously. After our service, everyone is welcome to join us in the fellowship hall over there for coffee, snacks, and since it's the first Sunday of the month, potluck. Now, I would like to invite Alexis and Peyton to ring the singing bowl to help us enter into the service more deeply. Finally, having gathered in a shared quest for truth, meaning, and purpose, let us light our chalice with these words by the Reverend Julian Lepp. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth, of wisdom, and of welcoming multiple truths. And now, let us enter into this morning's service more deeply with music for centering, followed by our thread song, which is on the white insert in the order of service.
Good morning, friends. My name is Reverend Jaimie Dingus. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve you as the minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Huntsville. Welcome in on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you for being here, and remember, all of who you are is deeply welcome in this space where we join together. We're going to center into worship now with these words from my colleague, Reverend Tess Baumberger. Alexis, did you want to help me read these? So you're the first line every time.
This place would be less beautiful without you.
Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jew, Hindu, humanist, and earth-centered too.
This place wouldn't be less beautiful without you.
Your heart honed by hardship, grief, illness, seeking solace and comfort here among us.
This place wouldn't be less beautiful without you.
Filled with joy and gratitude, seeking celebration of life's bounty.
This place would be less beautiful without you.
Curious, inquisitive, asking questions, seeking transformations, emerging from within.
This place would be less beautiful without you.
Striving to resist a world that tells us we are so much less than we can truly be.
This place would be less beautiful without you. This place would be less beautiful without each of us.
Brought here this morning to wonder, love, and seek in each other's souls our own flames rising to meet. Come, let us worship this morning together. Thank you, Alexis. Great job. Now it is time to sing. Our opening hymn is number 193. Our faith is but a single gem. That's in your gray silver hymnal. This hymn reminds us that our religious tradition is enriched by many truths held by people of faith all around the world. Ours is one way in a sea of many beautiful ways to be. Let's rise in body or in spirit for number 193. Remain risen in body and spirit. We sing our doxology in English and then in Spanish, and then we turn to face one another to speak our words of aspiration as words of promise in our community. That's on your blue laminated sheet in front of you. Let's sing. be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship, this is our aspiration. You may be seated. And now I'd like to invite forward all of our children and youth and anyone feeling particularly young at heart this morning to join Kristen for our story for all ages.
Education. My pronouns are she and her, and today I have a very special story for you. Frederick. I know, right? I was thinking the same thing, but I think you're going to love this, so let's check it out. And this is by Leo Leone. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. And they all worked day and night, all except for Frederick. Frederick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Frederick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. And when they saw Frederick sitting there, staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, "Oh, no, I'm gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries, the straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" "Close your eyes," said Frederick as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it his magic? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said, and when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they'd been painted in their own minds. And the words Frederick cleared his throat. He waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the four-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky. 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is the next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more. And when Frederick had finished, they all applauded. But Frederick, they said, you are a poet. Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, I know it. The end. Thank you. If you all want to return to your seats.
UUCH's mission is that our ministries will foster lifelong spiritual seeking and growth, strengthen our community, support social justice actions, welcome diversity, and let people know we are here. With that said, if you would like to support us with a monetary contribution, we would be grateful. Your generosity helps us to keep the utilities on, maintain our building and grounds, run our various ministries, pay our staff a fair wage, and support organizations that share our UU values. You can donate online using the QR code on your order of service, or you can put cash or check donations in the offering baskets. Completed circle of candle cards should also be placed in the offering baskets. You are invited to come forward during this time and quietly drop a stone into the bowl of water here next to the ramp in honor or memory of what you hold in your heart. It is through your generosity that we serve our mission here at UUCH. With gratitude, we now receive the offering.
Friends, will you join with me now for a time of meditation, prayer, reflection, gratitude, sharing? Spirit of love, bending our universe toward justice, be with us in this time of prayer. Spirit of compassion, be with us as we hold with one another the joys and sorrows on our hearts. We share and enjoy this morning news from our religious neighbors, the United Methodist Church, that after years and decades of discernment and activism, the United Methodist Church voted this week to be fully affirming of LGBTQ clergy and people and to endorse gay marriage. Even when change is heartbreakingly slow, when change finally arrives, it is cause for celebration. We are happy for our friends. I have several birthdays I want to share, so I'm gonna read some birthdays, and then maybe we'll sing a round of happy birthday for honestly a great crowd of birthday people. Foster Perry wants to wish a happy 97th birthday to his iconic high school music teacher, George Butler Jr. We wish George a happy birthday. Tamara Matthews Johnson is wishing Lewis a happy 15th birthday today. Their family is happy to be here and grateful for this welcoming and loving community. I know our friend Eli had a birthday very recently and is celebrating this week. And our friend Ben DeLacy, today is his 17th birthday. And this is the second year in a row that he's been hospitalized on his birthday. And so we send him love and good thoughts and blessings on this birthday. So we have Ben, Eli, George, and Lewis to sing for. And Jefflin, oh my goodness, happy birthday, Jefflin. And I think it's Will Garrison's birthday. We got a lot of birthdays. Let's sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear George, Lewis, Ben, Jefflin, Eli. Happy birthday to you. To love and be loved in community, that is a great joy we hold. And we lift up from our friends Teresa and Tim Miller. They had a wonderful week visiting with family. Tim's nephew Matthew, who many of us got to meet last week, and Teresa's sister Cecilia and her partner Buck. And then they enjoyed the Master Chorale concert and Alabama Uke Fest together. Joys for Tim and Teresa. Excited to celebrate with you. And as we hold these birthdays and these celebrations and the challenge that comes with them, we hold in our hearts those places of sorrow, those places that need healing, those stories too heavy to share and yet far too heavy to hold alone. Let's take a breath now in honor of those sorrows. For all that has been shared, for all of who we are to each other, holding each other, carrying each other's joys and sorrows, we are grateful. We hope for a world transformed by this care. And we say, blessed be and amen. And we sing in response, Meditation on Breathing. That's number 1009 in your teal hymnal.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in
One of the things I like most about Unitarian Universalism, and something that I think sets us apart from many other religious traditions, is our willingness to be wrong. For us, what is important is that what we believe together helps us and heals us and allows us to live a good life and feel joyful and connected, and that we're making a difference. And what is not important is that the particulars of what I believe are cosmologically more true than the particulars of what you believe or what someone else might believe. And that can be kind of a hard idea to negotiate in religious community. Why would I want to be part of a religion that isn't sure it's right? Well, I think we're part of a religion that practices pluralism. Pluralism means that we think there is something true in Unitarian Universalism, and we think that there is something true in Christianity, in Hinduism, in Islam, Buddhism, Judaism, paganism, humanism, and so many more spiritual beliefs. That means we are proud enough to think each of us knows a little bit of whatever capital T truth is out there, and that all of us have something we can learn. Frederick the Mouse, which Kristen shared with us, is a great example. When Frederick's siblings and cousins were collecting grain and corn and berries and nuts, he collected sunbeams and colors and words. And Frederick isn't wrong. He collected something that the group needed. And Frederick isn't right. Certainly, they would not have made it through the winter without the practical things like food and bedding. Frederick is simply an example of someone claiming their truth among many good and valuable truths. I think each of us is a little bit like Frederick. We move through this world collecting the bits of wisdom and comfort and challenge that help us live meaningful lives. And in our church, we believe that you and I can collect different things. I can collect sunbeams and you can collect corn, and we can share with each other and disagree in love, and that's what helps us all grow. And so we're going to take that idea of pluralism and of finding truth in a multiplicity of truths and put that into practice in our worship space this morning. We have a little bit of what I'm calling a reverse question box for you. So occasionally I've built services around the idea of a question box where you send me questions and then I do my best to answer them as the expert of sorts. But that kind of defeats the idea, right? That each person has wisdom and truth to offer the world. So we're going to switch that idea on its head. I have some helpers. Peyton and Olivia are going to come up and help me. And our children and youth, who are co-leaders of this service this morning, have shared a variety of excellent questions for our reverse question box. And so Peyton and Olivia are going to go back and forth, pulling a question and reading it. Just give it a second. And then once they've read the question, and they're going to use that mic over there to read the question, we're all going to spend a few seconds together thinking about how we might answer that question. And then, this is going to be fun. I'm going to invite any one of you, children, elders, adults in the middle, anyone who feels compelled to spend 20 to 30 seconds answering that question on the mic. We'll let you do that, and we might have 2 or 3 different answers for each question, so we get a sense of the beautiful diversity that is in our community. Eli, do you have a question already? You want to answer a question? Well, you'll have to listen up for a question that you think you have a really good answer to, right? All right, does this make sense? You feeling good? Yeah. All right, you can pull the first question, Peyton, and will you just read it into that microphone?
What makes you feel better when you're sad?
Can you read it again, louder?
What makes you feel better when you're sad?
Sometimes when it makes me better and give it out a hug or something, or read a book or listen to music.
Getting a hug, reading a book, listening to music makes us feel better. Taylor, what do you think?
I feel like I speak to everyone with a dog or a cat. My dog and cat.
Yes. My horse and cat.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever my dog licks me,
That's great. Foster.
I'm an elder. What makes me happy, like I said, is lots of good humor.
I'm somewhere in between. And one thing that makes me at least happier when I'm sad is seeking out some good news and having a direct effect on myself.
All right. Saoirse, you answer, and then we'll do our next question.
makes me happy means love and hugs makes me happy after I'm sad.
Lots of hugs. All right. Livia's going to share our next question.
What is the meaning of life?
Will you read it one more time? Yeah. Can you read it one more time in the mic, please?
It says, what is the meaning of life?
Less volunteers, not shocked. Let's take 30 seconds together. What is the meaning of life, or what fills your life with meaning? All right, you want to share, Alexis?
What means life is being with somebody with you love.
Yep, spending time with people we love is a meaning of life. Does anyone else want to answer what is the meaning of life?
Spending time with our family.
Do you want to answer? Yeah, go for it.
I think the meaning of life is to make it whatever you want it to be.
On a similar note, I was going to say finding out. Hello. Finding out who you are and how you make a difference in the world.
Yeah. Sandy, do you want to share? Yep. All right, and then Peyton, be ready with the next question.
I think we understand the meaning of life better when we understand that we are all one. Doesn't matter where in the world, what socioeconomic level, or anything. We're all one. It feels wonderful.
I have a similar sort of belief, I guess, that I believe that we are all creative people created by a creative being for the express purpose of creating in this world. And I think the point of everything is that we all have a specific, individual, unique gift that we bring to the table, and we build communities where we all come together and express our unique gift together.
Beautiful. Just a reminder, all these questions were submitted by our children and youth as a caveat for this.
Why can't dogs live longer?
Why can't dogs live longer?
Dogs can live longer because no one can live longer that long.
Yep. Our lives are finite. That's part of life. Ooh, Leah's got an answer.
I think dogs are here to teach us the importance of time and how little we have. And oftentimes for children, it's their time to learn what it means to say goodbye. And I also think dogs are so awesome that it is not fair to ask them to stick around in this world that has so much suffering in it.
Do you want to go?
As a cat
stars can't choose how long they live.
That's true. Yep. All right. You want to do the next question?
Where was I before I was born?
In case you didn't catch that one, where was I before I was born? Beautiful.
I don't know the cosmological answer, but I go back to Carl Sagan's that we are all made of star stuff. And so I think that before we were born, we were in the stars and just preparing to be in and give to this earth.
Ooh, we got.
Metaphorically. We were part of a great river.
You know what? Skip that one.
And we're born and we're taken from that river into a special vessel. And when we die, we go back to the river.
Going back to some religious roots, not mine, but not my religious roots, but going into some religions where the belief is of reincarnation, that before once you are born, you continuously become born into a different life. So the possibility of before we ourselves are born into this lifespan, we were probably somewhere else at a different location, at a different timeline, doing a life that was probably even in a different species.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Actually, sorry. There's more.
Our parents and their parents and their parents. And I think Miss Boynton's going to tell us how.
Yes. But no, not really. I just saw like the perfect opportunity to promote that we will be doing OWL in the fall. And
What's OWL, Kristen?
our whole lives, and it is focused on reproductive and sexual health. So yeah, I just saw an opening. OWL, come talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think every people when people come to their moms, they come to the other moms and other moms. They do so much to us that they always try to make it's their decision they want to make us born.
Mm-hmm. All right. Peyton, you want to read your question?
Yeah. Don't accidentally press a button. What should I do with my life?
They're deep questions. What should I do with my life?
What I should do with my life? Maybe have a family.
Yep.
Maybe be a teacher.
Psh, great ideas. Yeah.
Enjoy it, happy, and live for life, and it makes me happy forever and ever.
Beautiful. All right.
We could just learn.
I want us to hear. Oh, yeah, go for it.
I'm a firm believer if it isn't hurting anybody and it isn't hurting nothing to do whatever you dang well please.
Lewis, what do you want to do with your life, or what should a person do with their life?
Just figure out like what your skill set is and what you like to do, and try to figure out how you can help the world with that, and help yourself as well a little bit.
Beautiful. I want us to hear the rest of the beautiful questions, so I'm going to have Olivia and Peyton just read them off and let those questions live in your brains, and maybe those will become some beautiful conversations for you to have during potluck. And then we'll keep going. So I can read them just back and forth.
What will the future be like?
Can I change the world?
You can read all the questions on that one.
Okay. What is God? Where is God? Who is God? Is there a God?
Mm-hmm.
Will blazing my own trail benefit me?
Great.
Why do we go to church?
What happens after this life?
Mm.
What do you trust most?
Will I have a happily ever after?
What is God? Where is God? Who is God? Is there a God? What is after this life? Can I change the world? What will the future be like? It matters to answer and live in these questions. Y'all can go sit back down if you like. Thank you so much for your help. And thank you, each of you who shared your answers to these big questions. Before we close today, I want to share one more story. And this is one of those stories that's been told in different ways over generations, but this particular version was collected by my colleague, the Reverend Michelle Collins. In a distant village, there lived 6 friends, and they were known for their adventurous spirits and unquenchable curiosity. One day, a traveler passed through, bringing tales of a magnificent creature, an elephant, a being no one in the village had ever seen before. And to satisfy their curiosity, these 6 friends decided to experience this elephant firsthand. But to make their encounter more intriguing, they decided to meet the elephant blindfolded. They wanted to rely solely on their senses, their other senses. As the elephant was brought before them, each friend approached. The first, upon touching the elephant's sturdy side, declared, this creature is like a wall, broad and unyielding." And the second friend found the elephant's tusks. "You are mistaken," he exclaimed. "This creature is hard and sharp like a spear." The confusion grew as each friend met the elephant. The third friend found the trunk and argued, No, this is like a thick snake." And then the fourth found the elephant's ear and disagreed. "No, this creature is like a large fan or perhaps a giant leaf." The fifth, who had stumbled upon the elephant's leg, announced, "All of you are wrong. This is clearly a tree trunk, strong and round." And lastly, the sixth, grasping the tail, laughed at all the others. "You are all fooled. This creature is like a rope, long and thin." The friends bickered, as friends often do, each convinced of their own perception, their voices rising in disagreement. It wasn't until a traveler, amused by their debate, removed their blindfolds. And then they saw the elephant in its entirety. They stared in wonder at this magnificent creature, and they realized each of them was right, and each of them was wrong. The wall, the spear, the snake, the fan, the tree, the rope, all were part of the same wondrous being. The traveler spoke, his voice laced with wisdom. "You each touched the same truth, but from different angles. The elephant is all that you described, and more. This teaches us that our individual experiences can be true, and They cannot represent the whole picture. Enlightened, the friends learned an invaluable lesson that day. They understood that true understanding requires seeing the whole picture, not just the parts. And so the story of the blindfolded people and the elephant has been passed down through generations, a reminder of the richness of perspective and holistic understanding. Beloved friends, we are lucky in this lifetime that each of us gets to touch some little piece of the truth through our upbringing and our culture, through what we learn and explore on our own, the experiences and challenges and heartbreaks that grow us. We get to touch some little piece of the truth. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe that our community and our faith is made richer by each of us with our different angles on the truth coming together and sharing what we know, asking questions, examining differences in our answers, finding common ground. I need you to tell me about the spear, and I need to tell you about the rope and the leaf. I need you to tell me about the wall and the tree trunk. At the end of the day, it's okay if I hold my truth and you hold yours, and ours are different. It's okay if you believe something I don't believe. In fact, I'd say it's beautiful. It's beautiful if you celebrate in a way I don't. It's beautiful if you know a little bit of truth that I haven't learned yet. Ours is a pluralistic faith. We bring what we have, our truth, our questions, our dreams, and together, only together, we are made whole. Blessed be and amen. Now I'd invite you to sing our closing hymn. It's number 305 in our gray hymnal. It's called De Coloris, or All the Colors. It's a reminder that we need each other in our many colors, our many beliefs, our many ways of being, that our diversity makes us strong. Please rise once again in body or in spirit for number 305.
Let us now take a moment to extinguish our chalice with these words by Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of the community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you. Friends, our worship service now comes to a close. I will be at the back of the sanctuary to greet you, and you are all invited to stick around after the service for our first Sunday of the month potluck lunch. Even if you forgot a dish today, everyone is welcome. We want everyone to eat and have time in community and enjoy. Now we're going to leave this sacred time with these parting words by Gary Kowalski, read by Lewis Johnson.
We give thanks for the blessing of world community as we share our common dream. Homes and schools where children thrive, neighborhoods that are safe and clean, a city rich in colors and cultures, an economy where no one is expendable, a beloved community where rich and poor alike have access to the opportunity for a dignified and productive life. Churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples, where our deepest hope is to be of service to a hurting world. Enable us as we leave this place to carry forth this prayer into the coming week, turning our thoughts toward charity, our heart towards justice, and our hands toward the work of peace.
Blessed be, amen, and let's go out singing our rite of community. Be thou with us, 1039. I almost did the last one. 1039, be thou with us. Let's sing.